KGW News at 5.
We begin here with some breaking news in Iraq. Multiple news sources there report the U.S. consulate in Kurdistan was targeted and hit by rockets. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Galen Etlin. Now, Reuters is citing Iraq State News, which quoted the governor of Erbil, and Bloomberg is also citing Sky News Arabia. All of those outlets say there are no reported casualties, but since all of this information just started coming in the last few hours, we are waiting to learn more. Unconfirmed video, meanwhile, from the independent open source intelligence accounts there showed missiles being fired from Iran. We will continue to watch this developing story for you and update you as soon as we learn more. Back locally now, it is the day so many of you have waited for. So now the question is, what's next? Starting today, masks are no longer required for most indoor spaces in Oregon and Washington. Our Christelle Kumwe spoke with people at the Oregon Convention Center about those changes and joins us now. What is the takeaway, Christelle?
Well, Galen, some people told me they were relieved about the decision and others were not quite convinced it was the right move. Either way, the convention center was buzzing with activity this morning.
A big day Saturday for local nonprofit Abby's Closet.
The Abby's Closet 2022 Prom Dress Giveaway starts now.
The annual Prom Dress Giveaway returned for the first time since the pandemic began. Students have more than 7,000 dresses to choose from at the free event.
In 2020, the day that the governor shut everything down was the day we were supposed to move into our event to hold our giveaway.
2 years later, the event is back at the convention center, and masks are no longer required for most indoor spaces. Beginning March 12, other safety measures will also no longer be required here, such as showing a negative COVID test to get in. Even so, clients at the venue can still ask event guests to follow specific safety measures. For example, the prom dress giveaway is still asking for proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours.
Just due to the nature of our event, there's a lot of up-touching closely or, zipping people up, helping people find the dress. So we want to make sure that students are safe and they're able to still go back to school after this event.
Many across town have mixed feelings about the changes.
I'm very excited to not have to wear masks.
I think it's too soon.
I haven't been wearing a mask indoors for quite some time, only the places that are mandated. So I'm relieved to be able to actually go out and, again, see people's faces.
I don't think that the virus magically went away from taking away the masks. And my opinion is, yeah, we should still wear them.
Masks are strongly encouraged.
Back at the prom dress giveaway, none of the changes seem to have made anyone here feel any less special.
We know we're doing our job right. If someone, once they're in their dress, they're standing a little bit taller, they feel confident, they feel beautiful, and they're twirling around. I feel like Belle.
The prom dress giveaway is happening again Sunday at the convention center. Registration is required, and again, attendees must show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. That's for this event specifically. Safety measures may vary from one event to another at the convention center, so make sure to double check before you head out.
All right, Christelle Kumwe reporting for us tonight. Thank you so much, Christelle. Joe, we had a work function recently, and it was the first time I actually saw some of my coworkers in 2 years without a mask.
Isn't it wild?
I didn't even recognize them.
In the weather center, I keep on, you have to, wear it around the newsroom. You did, of course, up until last night, and I keep on reaching for it. I keep on remembering I don't need it. But we saw a great start to the weekend. Temperatures were close to 60 degrees earlier this afternoon. A lot of sunshine.
The rain.
Now go out there for the second part of your Saturday. It's going to be completely different. We've already been seeing the changes here in the last several hours or so. Basically, since about 1:30 this afternoon, we've been seeing those showers move through. And we're going to continue to see some rainy conditions heading into your Saturday night and into tomorrow as well. Right now, we're looking at a temperature in downtown Portland at right around the low 50s. And we're going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies as those showers continue to move through. And again, we're not going to be seeing any heavy downpours here in the next 15 to 20 minutes, but late tonight and into early tomorrow morning is really when that rain picks up. And along with the rain, we'll also see some windy conditions. Right now, pretty light coming in from the southeast, about 10 miles per hour. Temperature right now of 52 degrees. Rainfall amounts just under 1/10 of an inch. Now, most of this has fallen basically since the earlier part of this afternoon. So not a wild amount of rain, but we're definitely going to be seeing the rain pick up basically tomorrow night and then especially into Monday as a weak atmospheric river moves through to kick off the work week. But you can see we're also going to be tracking some windy conditions. So by tomorrow morning, late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we'll be seeing gusts along the Oregon coast anywhere from 45 to 50 miles an hour. Right on the beach itself, some locations could be clocking in at close to 60 miles an hour. So be aware of that. There could be some stormy conditions heading into your Saturday night, early Sunday morning. You can see by late tomorrow morning, early part of the afternoon, those gusts still hold steady around 25, 30 miles per hour. And we'll see the winds pick up here locally as well. I'm forecasting gusts anywhere from 25 to 30 miles per hour. So with the breezy conditions along the Oregon coast, you'll have a high wind warning in place tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, if you'll be traveling over the Oregon Cascades, you're going to be seeing some heavy mountain snow basically tonight and into tomorrow. You can see on the radar, we're seeing some heavier showers move in along the east side of Multnomah County, but over in the Timberline Lodge, Mount Hood Meadows, you're going to be seeing the snow measured back basically in feet heading into the end of the weekend. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. All right, here is a quick update now in Ukraine. Russian forces have expanded attacks across the country, closing in on Kyiv, and the humanitarian situation is growing worse each day.
No way out, any way out. Russian troops do not allow even for humanitarian help.
The southeastern city of Mariupol, for example, is fully encircled by Russian troops. Doctors Without Borders and other aid organizations do have teams in that city, but say there is no water, no food, no electricity, no heat, and it is freezing cold at night. People report having to melt snow into water and trying to find any wood from houses to burn in fires to keep warm and cook. This all comes as fighters change tactics toward more guerrilla-style warfare.
I'm pretty sure, even if I'm saying it right now, Russian military, they are not prepared for us, for militarized civilian resistance.
You guys are just going to
pop up from every single hole and bam, 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 bam. We're going to give them like hell.
Now today, we are learning Russian forces have taken over Mariupol after many days of intense fighting there. They've also abducted the mayor, and a new message from Ukrainian President Zelensky today calls for that mayor to be released. The U.S. is years deep into a different crisis, and now 8 states, including Oregon and Washington, have a judge on their sides to get a drug maker to pay more for the damage that's done. Our Tim Gordon has this update in the opioid epidemic.
The legal battles have gone on for years over who should pay for the damage done by the massive distribution of opioid prescription drugs. The maker of OxyContin, Purdue Pharma, owned by the Sackler family, agreed to pay $4.3 billion to states, tribes, and others in a bankruptcy settlement last September. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson said, not good enough.
I just felt that was woefully insufficient for the harm caused by the Sackler family. So I challenged that along with the Attorney General of Oregon and 7 other states.
Ferguson helped lead a challenge of the settlement by those states, and the challenge succeeded. On Thursday, a federal bankruptcy judge approved a deal that pushes what the Sacklers must pay up by more than $1 billion. Now Washington, which was to get $70 million, should get at least $183 million. And Oregon, which under the first settlement was to get $56 million, should receive at least $90 million. Some of the money will go to some of the victims of opioids and overdose and their families. But the bulk of the money will go to prevention, treatment, and recovery to help people caught up in the crisis still out of control.
Look, all the money in the world will not bring back the lost lives and the lives torn apart by the conduct of the Sackler family and their company, Purdue Pharmaceutical. I recognize that. My colleagues recognize that. But these billions of dollars will do an awful lot of good to help people right now.
So I would say that all in all, the combination of helping the healing process of those who have suffered from the decades of this opioid epidemic, along with the additional money, was well worth the objections that we made and the time that we've taken.
Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum pushed hard to make the Sacklers pay in some other ways, like paving the way for their family name to be removed from hospital wings and museums, so the focus can be off them and on moving forward as soon as possible.
We don't have a moment to waste. we have a serious, serious problem. We have continuing opioid deaths every day in our state.
Well, this settlement has been approved, but an appeals process is likely to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Ferguson expects it to reach the High Court in 12 to 16 months. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
In some other news here, a family in Lebanon, Oregon is alive tonight after a serious fire this morning at their home. They were upstairs when a smoke detector went off. One of them went downstairs to check out what was going on and found the living room and front door engulfed in flames. These images really just show you that impact. Now, 2 adults and a child made it out safely before the fire department even arrived, but the family's dog sadly did not make it out. Firefighters say this is a good reminder, though, of how working smoke detectors can save lives. So when the clocks spring forward today, be sure to check your detector's battery. Firefighters in St. Helens, Oregon also had a pretty busy day. Columbia River Fire and Rescue posted these pictures on social media showing teams fighting flames at a large commercial building. At least one firefighter was sent to the hospital, but is stable tonight.